Díomh agus fáilte chlór Community Focus. Hello and welcome to the Community Focus programme. This programme is sponsored by Eason's of Main Street Cavan and Pearse Street Mullingar. This programme highlights the work of community groups in County Cavan and the contribution that they make locally. If you would like to comment on the show or have your community initiative or issue featured, please email drumlinmedia@gmail.com or contact us via our Facebook or Twitter pages. This show is live on the internet and on Smith's Cablevision in Cavan every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. This evening's show will feature the Turbet Live Festival, and we will also look at footage from Ballyconnell Excavator Challenge, where CavanTV.com were there to film all the action. So Belturbet Tidy Towns has come up with a unique initiative to celebrate the original landscape of Turbet Island. On this Saturday, June 9th, Turbet Island will be transformed into a concert venue like no other. I'm now joined by Barry Wilson from the committee, who's going to tell us more about this festival. Welcome, Barry.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate you coming in here this evening. Can you tell me just a little bit about, this is the first year for the Turbet Live Festival?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be an inaugural event of hopefully many, and but certainly the first time, and we reckon over 800 years of an organised music event. So apparently the last time there was music on the island was the time of the Normans. There was a few intermittent jamming sessions in the 60s and the 70s and the early 80s, but the island became slightly unpopular, for a period because it was difficult to access. Right. And then in 2007, Cavan County Council upgraded the island and created an access on one side and off the other side, thereby making it a complete loop walk, and
nice.
That opened it up to a wider usage by the community. People walking their dogs, people just strolling. Any time of day, you could get people walking the island because
I believe it's very popular.
Very popular. Yeah. The idea actually came for this concert came from the Tidy Towns committee. Margaret Reynolds was the instigator of the first germ of an idea, and we decided to have something along a jazz theme. Now, Lucy to jazz is sort of popular jazz, like sort of foot tap and stuff, and not something very light-hearted and easy listening. Yeah. Family entertainment. The actual venue itself is on a portion of the island. A large part of the island is actually wooded. But there's a grassed out area, which is, the island itself was originally a motte and bailey, which was a defensive fortification built by the Normans and used subsequently by the O'Rahillys as defending the ford across the River Erne, which is very, very important at the time because there was no bridge. So they could defend it. So, but anyway, going back to the actual, the upcoming event, the grass area lends itself brilliantly to an event like this because it's a natural amphitheatre surrounded in trees. It should have good acoustics because of that. You've got a natural sort of a wee point at the end where the stage will be located, and then it widens out to all grassed area to a wider sort of like a teardrop shape nearly. And there's a big oak tree at the very far end of it, which is sort of, where, a bit of shelter. So hopefully we won't need any shelter on Sunday.
Well, we never know with our weather, do we?
No, it'll be grand.
Best been planned for all occasions anyway.
Well, we'll have a limited amount of shelter already available. We're recommending people bring rugs, so hopefully it'll be sunny and people will be able to have their picnics or whatever. It is billed as a family event. We'll have a certain amount of kids entertainment as well. There'll be loads of food.
You have food there, don't you?
Yes, we will have the pig in a spit, we'll have barbecues, we'll have the burgers, we'll have, I think there's ice cream man coming, I'm not sure. There's a load of stuff available, so people won't go hungry, but the whole thing is just to have a really 3-hour enjoyable jazz event. We have
so it's from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, so it's quite a family friendly time.
Absolutely. 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock specifically chosen so that people have time to relax. It's still in hopefully bright sunshine with daylight. There's plenty of time to meander out throughout the town afterwards, and some of the public houses should have their own music events afterwards, music sessions afterwards, so just to continue the entertainment. The whole point about this is to get to highlight the fact that we have this fantastic facility in Belturbet that's available free to use to anybody.
A natural beauty spot.
Natural beauty spot. It gets people right onto the river, and the river is the main event in Belturbet. It's the big attraction. It's what draws people to Belturbet. It's what attracts people to Belturbet. It's got, you know, between cruising and fishing and canoeing and all the rest of it, it's just so accessible. The island is you know, it's like a focus, and what we want to try and do on this is highlight the fact that, first of all, that we've got this historic monument within the zone of Belturbet. We want to highlight the fact that it's Belturbet and Turbet Island are within the Marble Arch Geopark, and all that entails, and we tried on the day as well to explain to people what a geopark is, and what that ethos is all about, and what, you know, the whole internationalization of the geopark system.
Because the geopark there is fabulous and has been, you know,
absolutely, there are something like 700 different monuments or points of interest within the geopark in West Cavan, of which Turbet Island is one. There are a number of other ones in Belturbet as well. So what we would be hoping to do is get people into Belturbet, wander around, see the history of Belturbet. We've got a railway station there that's been recently refurbished. We've got the River Erne. We've got loads of hostelries and good food and good wine and all the rest of it available. It's just a lovely place to relax and have a good time. So we're hoping to be able to highlight all of that.
But it's not just a place to go to this Saturday. It's a place to go any weekend, any day.
Any weekend, yeah. But I mean, if we can get people jazzed up this weekend, that's the whole point. Is just to have a good time. And at the end of the day, you know, in the middle of this recession, I think we all need a bit of that.
Absolutely. You seem to have a lot of community events happening in Belturbet, and there's good community sense of community there, and a lot of work being done. You were saying that the day after it, there's also going to be a... Yeah,
there's a family fun day organised up at the railway station. There's a family fun day on the following weekend as well for the RSPCA or the ISPCA, and there's a number of different events throughout Belturbet all summer, including of course the very famous Belturbet Festival of the Erne, and that's I think it's a 10-day event. There's a fishing competition later on in the year. There's constantly things going on in Belturbet, and there's a very big input by the whole of the community into different structures in Belturbet, of which the Tidy Towns is one. The Belturbet Community Development Association is sort of like an umbrella group, and all of the other groups link into it or do their own thing, but at the end of the day, it's all to the benefit of Belturbet, and promoting ourselves. We're about to get a new ring road around Belturbet, a relief road we're calling it, not a bypass. Much more positive, because we feel that if the lorries are moved away from Belturbet, it will allow people to come in and see Belturbet for what it really is. The Tidy Towns themselves are involved in a number of schemes this year and in previous years, uplifting the town of Belturbet. We have the Greening of Belturbet project, which is ongoing and begun this year, with the help of Cavan County Council as well.
What does that involve?
Basically a lot of tree planting and planting of roses and climbers throughout the town to enhance the whole ambience of the town, to make it, to make it a more of a horticultural sort of a town. Roses being sort of a very big theme in it. We have planted a lot of trees on the main street in tubs, which are doing fantastically well. This rain is helping them at the minute.
Nice and green looking.
Done a lot of bedding plants throughout the town as well. We're involved. The Tidy Towns are also involved in doing a lot of linking between different groups in the town as well. The different housing estates, the schools, and different things involving the kids and projects. Together. Yes, exactly. And we're hoping this year later on to do a wildflower garden down along the river, which is again a big thing. Wildflower and wildlife. so that we bring in the birds and the bees and the insects and the whole lot, and get that as a focal point, because we've got a lovely promenade along the river, on the other side of the river from the island, and that would lend itself fantastically well to that. We've got other community garden-based projects, allotment gardens starting up. So there's a fair amount going on in Belturbet, and I'm only touching on the very bare bones of it. Like, there's a lot else, you know. And
the money then for the events, how much, first of all, is the event actually going to cost?
Oh,
we never came to that. Or is it free?
No, the event is costing quite a bit, and we're hoping to cover our costs with ticket sales, and that's the only revenue we have on this event. So we're keeping it reasonably costed at €10 per head, or €20 for a family, which includes including children. So it's very much focused at bring the kids along and enjoy ourselves. It's only a 3-year event. We really do hope that people would have a good time. The weather will be a bonus, because we've been having words in the ears of both rectors and priests in the locality, and apparently they're going to have a word in the big man's ears on both sides. So that's a certainty.
Well, the tradition to play the Child of Prague would probably be all over the island then.
All over, yeah. So we're making preparations on the island as we speak. We're just doing basic tidying, because at the end of the day, the island speaks for itself. It's just a magical place, and it has such a history, and it has such the potential for a music event, and further future music events is just enormous, because we believe that if this when this is over, we'll be looking at other
where to go next year.
Exactly, or maybe even later on this year. We'll see how we get on, but certainly looking at other types of music. Whether it's traditional, whether it's more concert type, or whether it's more orchestral music, or whether it's rock or whatever, we'll look at all the different genres, and certainly we'll be very happy.
Seems like an ideal location for a concert for you.
Yes, it's just begging for it.
Absolutely. Then the money, so it's going to go to anything that's raised will go towards Tidy Towns. So it's.
Yes, the funding that's been raised for Tidy Towns will go into some of the Tidy Towns projects to enhance the town, to lead into other concerts or whatever. But it's certainly it's for community based projects.
And it's not an alcohol-free event. There's no alcohol being sold anywhere on the island.
No, we're not selling alcohol on the island. We're not excluding alcohol. We are excluding glass. So there's a strictly no glass policy. People are welcome to bring whatever they feel like bringing, but definitely no glass. And we're not selling alcohol on the island.
And how many people are involved on the committee, the Tidy Towns committee, that have put this concert together?
There are about, I suppose, pick a figure, somewhere between 20 and 25 people. I suppose there's a subcommittee of about 4 or 5, but essentially the whole committee has been involved in some degree or other. We're the cold face at the minute, selling tickets. And getting the final preparations into place, but the lineup actually for the evening is.
We haven't got to that actually.
I know, we nearly skipped that, the main event. Well, we're starting out with we have the opening act is the Cavan Rugby Club All Male Voice Choir, and they've recently performed in the Aviva Stadium.
Cavan TV had it recorded, it's
very
on
good.
the website.
And that'll be followed by a twinning of an Lochran Lynn brass band from Carrickmacross and the Coal Island Silver Band. So that's cross linked there, cross border linked there. They'll play so they'll have plenty of oomph and plenty of noise. They'll be followed by another set of the choir.
The Cavan Rugby Choir again.
Rugby Choir again, and then we finish off with the Ulster Youth Jazz Orchestra. They're coming down especially from Belfast, and that's again it's a cross community grouping of young people and they are really good. All of the acts are fantastic, so I'd like to thank them all for making their time available, but it should be a fantastic evening, because we'll have we as I say we're loosely describing it as a jazz concert, but it's sort of jazz swing, easy listening
music.
Yes, and there'll be lots of sound, and there'll be lots of fun.
Yeah, and it's family day, and
It's a family
at
day.
€20 family,
It can't be beaten.
yeah, it is very, very good value these days.
Yeah, well, exactly. So I mean, you know, in this, we're looking to cover our costs and you know, provide a good evening's entertainment.
Yeah, and obviously it'd be nice to make a little bit on it. You
Absolutely,
know,
yeah.
anything made in it is going to be
Lovely.
going back into the town again.
Correct.
So, and I assume are you always looking for volunteers? Do you have a lot of volunteers involved in this between the Tidy Towns on this event?
We have a lot of volunteers involved, for the event itself, but generally speaking, we have a lot of volunteers who do a lot of very, very good work in the town, enhancing it and keeping the, you know, the basics, the weeding and the tidying up and the litter control. I suppose we could make a general plea for people, this is being a Tidy Towns event, to bring home the litter on the day. And look at bring home your litter, you know, any day, because we find ourselves full time taking over other people's litter, and it is painstaking. But
is there recycling facilities? Will they be at the concert? Like
we'll be providing recycling facilities and providing we'll provide
like
bins.
people to use the bins.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So and we'll look after it from there on. We'll have lots of staff stewarding, lots of staff looking after wayward kids. We do ask that parents are responsible for their own children as guardians. But we will say shepherd any lost kids to an appropriate place for the
point.
stage. The PA system will then announce whatever. So
Brilliant.
hopefully that won't happen.
Barry, we're running out of time, but before we finish up, if people are there still tickets available at this stage?
Yes, there are.
And where can people get further information on the event and on getting tickets?
There are tickets available in Belturbet at the Gala on the Diamond. There are tickets available at McGuigan's Solicitors. There will be tickets available on the day on the island at either end, because there are 2 access points onto the island. And
Okay, so people can just turn up on the day and
turn up on the day and pay there. There's no problem. What's there?
That's it.
That's it.
Great. So you don't have a Facebook page, website, or anything?
We have a Discover Facebook page, which is the closest people can get at the moment, and all of the information will be put up on it regularly. It'll be up every day until Saturday. So
Perfect.
Saturday evening, 5 o'clock until 8 o'clock.
Belturbet is
And
the place
we'll be starting
Turbet Island.
Turbet Island. That's the place to be. Definitely.
Brilliant. Listen, Barry, really appreciate you coming in this evening. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And the best of luck on Saturday. I hope it's a huge success, and hopefully you'll be coming back in next year with me and tell us about Turbet Live next year.
Right.
Thanks very much. We'll go to a short ad break and we'll be right back. few weeks ago, we featured the Ballyconnell Excavator Challenge. The challenge took place this weekend. So, how did they get on? Well, Cavan TV were there to record all the action. So, we have a short clip and take a brief, maybe 10-minute look at how they got on last weekend.
Yeah, he left just before the out. He's only down there on this.
We're actually going to show the moment now where the digger was taken out of the ground.
Okay, Laura, so we had fireworks as well.
So there was also some fireworks in the evening after the excavator being removed from the ground. Just take a brief look at that. The next clip we will look at, there's the people who were involved in the charity dig out. They wanted to thank the people. Obviously they got a lot of support collecting for a number of different charities, and they wanted to thank all the people that were involved and had supported it, and also those that had participated on the day and were involved in the challenge.
Couple of days hard work.
We're very happy, so we are. Very relieved and very tired.
Very dirty.
And very dirty. Looking forward to a pint.
You had 2 very long days yesterday and today, but a successful one.
We're more than happy. And if the man that wants the spanner back wants it, we have his spanners. We have a chap rang us looking for his spanners back 2 weeks ago. So we have his spanners now if he wants.
So from a sponsorship point of view and support to the charity, also very successful.
Absolutely successful. Absolutely. We're very, very happy. We've got so much support from so many people. We couldn't nearly start to thank them. It has been brilliant. But I'd like to say one thing. I'm being a bit selfish here. I want to thank the Civil Defence boys for coming and supporting the river. The Erne River Rescue, isn't it? Search and Rescue. The first aiders. And there's so many people, we'd only offend people if we started this. And we're very, very happy to have it all back.
I was quite visible from the day, both from a machinery point of view, from personnel, from every form of support. You were given brilliant support both today and yesterday.
It has been incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I want to thank all the machine men and all the spin machines and that time and everything.
And some travel quite a distance to be here for this occasion. And we hope to see you as part of our in Cavan TV some of the days whenever you get maybe a bath or a shower or something, and we'll hopefully when you announce the funds that you've raised for charity. So thank you all.
Thanks, Sean.
Well done to all involved. Looks like it was a great weekend there, and an awful lot of work went into it, and the old woman wasn't right. They did get it out. So that brings to an end tonight's Community Focus show on CavanTV.com. Shinjera an Clór Community Focus or CavanTV.com by me or Asherit Jacading Shahugging or a Hook the Clug. We'll be back here again next Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. To give you some more community related news on CavanTV.com. Thanks to everyone who contributed to the show this evening. Best of luck to the Turbet Live, and congratulations to the Charity Excavator Challenge. Thanks for watching the programme and have a great week.